Good morning, everyone.
Thing.
Yeah, we are really excited about our webinar guest. We're going to tell you more about her. You are in for a treat. We're excited to introduce our special guest, Judy Seeger. John, I'll let you kick it off with a disclaimer, and then I'll tell
Yes.
more about Judy.
The WAVwatch is a low-risk acoustical frequency product in the general wellness category designed to support self-care and wellness. It is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. It's not FDA approved or classified as a medical device, and its frequencies are experimental.
Impressive voice.
Read some.
You can read the full bio about Judy, but I'm just going to summarize and tell you a little bit about how we met. We were all at a conference in Miami and just started talking to Judy and realized that we were kindred spirits. She is all about healing people and taking care of people in natural ways. She's known as the Detox Queen. And this is awesome to me. She's got a huge following on TikTok, posting daily about detox, natural immune system, empowering women, and so the themes today she mentioned are moving, eating well, sleeping. And I think for anyone, but especially for women and our WaveWatch frequency fanatics, just learning new ways that you can take care of yourself in a natural way and how the WaveWatch can fit into that. Excited to have her. And
I just found out my 2 sons went to breakfast with her. That was amazing. I didn't even get to meet her.
let's welcome Judy.
Hey,
Hi,
Judy.
Judy.
Thanks. Hi, Judy. Thank you guys for having me. And you guys are all having wonderful weather. Here in Florida, it's cold at night, like 40, 50 degrees. The daytime is lovely, but we're freezing. I wear my long jammies because it's so cold.
In Florida, if it gets down to 50, you got to have a winter coat.
No, seriously.
John and I will drop off and let you two ladies run with it. So have fun. And we are excited that you're here.
Well, Judy, welcome. Thank you for coming on. As I was reviewing things about you, every TikTok you had, I'm going, oh, yeah, I love that. It just fits right in with so many of the ideas that I have previously talked about on WaveWatch. And the idea was to make life simpler for women. I got overwhelmed with all the supplements and I thought that was ridiculous. You are one of the first women I've heard saying the same thing. How did you get started? Why was health so important for you, Judy? Is there a story you could share? Full of stories. I was very sick in my 20s, chronic migraine, chronic sinus, constipation, low back pain, low energy, strep throat. It was a mess in my 20s when I was trying to raise my kids. That was when I first heard about detoxing. I went to a workshop back in the day and I was like, okay, maybe that will help me on some level. And it did, but did I do it wrong? Your crowd is going to learn it the right way. In my 30s, I opened a clinic. By then, I was a naturopath, gone through a horrible divorce, single mother, stress, working 80 hours a week. I almost had a heart attack. My hormones went wonky. I had hypoglycemia, gallstones, kidney stones, and UTIs. I was so sick. But I kept learning from my clients. I realized I need to change my lifestyle, stop working crazy hours, bring the stress down, do the movement, now 30 years later, in my 60s, I don't have any pain, any issues. And once in a while, something will come up, which we're going to tell everybody what the Weight Watch did for me. It's not hard when you know the basics. I had to learn instead of reaching for the supplements like everybody else. I was spending thousands of dollars per month looking for answers. It never healed me. I mean, I'm a healer. I love to watch people heal. I wanted to heal myself first. Then I healed others or showed them what it takes to heal. And then it was like, oh, this is not that hard. It does take commitment and it does take some consistency. But I think your crowd probably already knows that, right? I think we're just like this already. My story is similar, but not the same. I didn't have health problems. Both my mom and sister developed breast cancer. I was a teacher. My doctors told me to have a double mastectomy. I had nothing wrong with me that I knew of. I'm sure I was screaming at them saying bad words. My search was to heal myself first so I could share with others. During BRCA scare, Linda? Instead of no, and they didn't do a genetic test on me. They just told me to have a double mastectomy. I started a business called Breast Research Awareness and Support and worked with the women's breast health for 15 years, got my ND certification and developed the WaveWatch to help women more. We are trying to help people and share good information. Where would you like to start? What's the most important thing to share about what you do? She's a detox expert, everybody. Yeah, sticking with the detox theme, especially because it's springtime and it's always a good time to talk about it. Detox alone doesn't heal everything.
There's also a misnomer about, oh, you're going to get sick before you get better. It's called a Herxheimer effect. Have you ever heard of that?
Yep.
And that's a myth. A couple of dudes decided to say, oh, everybody gets sick and you're going to have it. And they're put their names together and it came up with Herxheimer. Listen, these are things you learn. You have to detox. I stopped dyeing my hair. It's been a couple of years now because the chemicals are known. There was something on the news about how somebody is suing a company that does the hair dyes because he was a salon stylist, ended up getting cancer. I've been saying this for 30 years. The dyes, cologne, shaving cream, lotion, the air we breathe, there is no place where the air is pristine. There is no food culture anywhere in the world. Everybody has stuff in their food. You get it in your water and the stress on top. Detox is a powerful tool to get rid of excess toxins your body can't handle anymore because toxins, then the body says, hey, I can't handle that. You're not supposed to be here. They shoo it out through the skin, kidneys, the colon, lungs, and liver. The liver is more filtration. That's what any medical doctor will say. You have elimination channels for detox. You don't need to do anything extra. I'm like, yeah, but there's over 500 chemicals on one plate of food here in the United States. And you're going to tell me the body can handle it? I don't think so. So I've learned we have our elimination organs, but when you use detox in a deeper way and get rid of it, and we could talk about many different ways to do it. You could brush your teeth. There's so many things you could do to detox and then do a deep detox. But understand that you have to give your body a chance to get rid of those extra toxins, whether it's from your teeth and amalgams, it's from the lotions. It doesn't matter. Your body's overloaded. How do you know? Because you don't feel good. If you're inflamed, if you have chronic illness, I had Lyme disease. And when you get rid of it, I recommend 2 to 3 times a year. Just do short little deep detox and then do little things every day. It makes a big difference. When you do it slowly, you don't have to feel sick because you're doing it slowly. The guys push all these supplements and detox. And I'm like, do we have to go that fast? Let's slow it down. And guess what? No symptoms. That's a frame of reference we could start with.
Judy, I'm glad you said that figure 500 toxins on your plate of food. I heard somebody say 85,000 toxins every.
Yeah, I was thinking a lot of, I agree. I was told that 30 years ago by the world renowned nutritionist. You're right. It's way more.
We need to detox.
Right.
There are more and more and more toxins that our body can't possibly get eliminated without some help and support. So that's where your information is going to be.
So let's start. Where would you detox daily? The first place is your skin. Your skin is the largest elimination organ, right? And I used to have eczema and psoriasis. It used to go up. It's very embarrassing. I was in a naturopath in Green Bay, Wisconsin. It was painful, cracked and bleeding. I was trying lotions. It was the stress and toxins. Now in my 60s, I have nothing. I haven't had eczema or psoriasis for decades. The key is you got to sweat daily. Most women have told me, I don't sweat. I understand that. I never broke a sweat in my 20s and 30s when I was my sickest and most stressed out. But if you do nice hot bath, 15 minutes, put some Epsom salts in there, or when you're going out walking and you put extra clothes to get moving, and dry skin brushing. Dry skin brushing, I've been recommending that for literally 30 years because when you dry skin brush, you open up the pores. You're getting everything moving and not using that lotion so much anymore. And then you start sweating. Why is that important? Because toxins go out quickly. When I work with people on their cancer healing journey, man, they maybe didn't have chemo like 2, 3 years before, and then the chemo was coming out when they were sweating. Medications and chemo can stay in your body a long time. People don't realize it has to come out. Sweating is a simple, but you got to do it often. That 30-minute dog walk doesn't work.
I have something called the biomat, and I use that more in the morning, and I lay on a mat that has 25 pounds of amethyst crystal on it and infrared heat. And that's my sweat that is sitting.
What, are you actually sweating, Linda?
Yeah.
Are you breaking? It doesn't matter if you do infrared sauna, biomat, bath, to go out, as long as you're breaking a sweat. Yeah, 100%. 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And have some electrolytes after, right? Skin is the biggest. The other one is movement, especially with women. I used to work with women with breast cancer. their lymph nodes were always plugged up. The challenge is I'm not an upper body mover. I like bike riding, walking, but moving upper body. Now the young sprouts are saying, do strength training, lift weight. I'm like, girl, I am not lifting 50-pound weight. That is not happening at this age. To move on some level and stretch your upper body or use bands. I travel a lot, so I can't use weights. I take water jugs, those big gallons. Why? Because in between your muscles, there's lymph nodes, and those lymph nodes have to move, because if the lymph nodes get plugged up, then what's going to happen is your organs start getting too much toxicity going. And next thing you know, you're not feeling well. And you're like, I wonder what's going on. And it's because you're not moving that upper body enough, stretching, moving, whether it's yoga, as long as you're moving that upper body on the daily. And I call them exercise snacks. Listen, I don't like gyms. Nobody talks to me. Where is everybody that's my age? Like, what is going on? Right. So I just quit the gym last year and I do it at home. I put on a YouTube channel and I find women in their 60s working out. Great. I just jam out with them. And that helps a lot because you feel like you're doing something with somebody else. How long does that take? 30 minutes. I don't do an hour. I only exercise snacks. Have you heard of exercise snacks, Linda?
No.
I love snacks, but I can't eat them anymore. So I'm going to exercise. While I'm waiting for you guys, I did 10 squats. When waiting for your water to boil for tea, you do some arm stretches, right? When you're waiting for the call to come in, you're doing some kind of movement, upper body, lower body, doesn't matter. And it's kind of like a little exercise snack. It's so much easier because the studies are showing, according to Dr. Stacy Sam, Dr. Rhonda Patrick, who study women, they said what's important is not that 1 hour of going to the gym and work out, like so hard and you're so sore for 3 days. It's throughout the day because I've had a long day. I'm just going to watch Netflix and chill. That's fine, but set your time. So every 30 minutes you get up and move. So the lymphatics are moving, your body's moving. It's so important not to be sedentary. Being sedentary is the biggest damage we could do to our body.
I do the 5 Tibetan rites kind of in snacks. I don't do them all at the same time. I'll do one here and there. So it's great to hear how you do different things.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we're sharing. I noticed they do rebounding. I used to love rebounding, but I travel so much, go to conferences. I miss it. I like that it's coming back. I noticed it on TikTok. More women are doing rebound workouts. When you first get on it, that mini trampoline, women and guys feel like they have to go to the bathroom. That's just because your kidneys are overworked. It's important to start slowly, 10 minutes, talking on the phone with friends, doing light bounces until you work your way up. I'm thinking of getting into jump roping. That'd be kind of fun. When you're traveling,
Yeah.
it's easy to take and just like jump rope. I just don't know if I could do it anymore. I had a knee injury 2 years ago. And after I recovered, they said, go bike riding as often as you can. But now, I'm traveling. I can't always go bike riding. What else can I do? When working on detox, think of your elimination system. Your skin, sweat, move your upper body for lymphatics. The other is colon. Everybody says they have a good bowel movement. One a day. If you're having one, I eat 2 meals, 2 solid big meals, maybe a little protein later. I feel way better. Are you having good bowel movements every day? At least one, preferably two if you eat more. The colon has to move. Take your finger and put it on, Linda, take your finger, put it on your belly button. Here's how you know if your colon is plugged up. Take your hand, put it below your finger, below your belly button. If that area is poochy, like a kangaroo pouch, it should be flat. Or if you get pain after you eat, or push on it, like take your fingers and push on it. I go underneath the belly button and push. If there's any pain, you are plugged. Something's going on. I used to be a colon hydrotherapist for 5 years. Keep your finger there and put it on your belly button. Now, take your hand and put it above your finger. So it should be above, right? So it should be above. Now, if you eat anything, I don't care what you're eating. I don't care if you're vegan, carnivore. If there's pain in that area or it's poopy, like you got weight there, you're not digesting your proteins, fats, or carbohydrates. So that's the issue above, because that's your stomach, pancreas, liver area. Below is your colon, large intestine. Is the colon moving? Is it getting rid of stuff? We did skin, lymphs, we did colon, and of course, your kidneys. So where is your kidneys? Linda, do you know where your kidneys are?
pain, they have them more here on the back, you know.
Exactly. We're right
Yeah.
below your bra line, and for the dudes, right below the middle of your backs and your lower back. The kidneys are small. If you get kidney stones, high blood pressure, or swelling in your feet, hands, you got to do a kidney cleanse. Like, it's not hard. Colon cleansing, kidney cleansing, it's not hard, but you've got to focus on it different times of the year. So here we are, spring, and that kidney cleanses are great to do in the spring and in the summer, right? Because that's a time where it's just like, hey, I get to clean out, no calcification. The kidneys are, you shouldn't have bladder, UTI issues, kidney stone. None of that is necessary as we're aging. There's this misnomer, it's gold nugget here. You do not have to have aging health related issues as you are getting older. You don't have to. It's just you don't have the knowledge, tools, or you've never done a detox, but there's no reason to. Linda doesn't have any. I don't have any. So the last one to cover, and we'll take questions, is the liver. Liver cleansing is vital. When I started 30 years ago as a naturopath, there was maybe 100 functions of the liver that we knew about. Now there are 500, but I think there's way more. They're still finding. Every meal should have a protein, fat, and a carbohydrate. But to help our liver, number one, never drink alcohol. Sorry, no wine. Alcohol is a poison. Your liver can't handle it as we age. Holidays come around, you want something, that's fine. But I don't recommend it if you want to age healthy and keep your liver healthy. No alcohol. Have something bitter. Bitter is better for your liver, right? That's how we remember it. A lot of times people will say, oh, have some lemon. That's good for your liver. That's not enough. Like, you got to have some bitter foods. So arugula, bitter melon, bitter herbs, dandelion root, just a little bit at the meal. You don't need much, but you got to have just that little bit to say to liver, hey, I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you a little bitter so you could do your job better. And you're like, oh, I'm feeling pretty good. That meal digested. I don't have any pain, no gas, no bloating. Oh, okay. It's working. And it feels really lovely. And speaking from somebody, I've had gallstones, took me to my knees. I've had kidney stones. Holy cow. It is so painful. I don't want anybody to go through that. These basics are not hard. Bitters, dry skin brushing, sweating, movement. Simple things could make life easier because your body says, oh, I get to get rid of some excess toxins. Great. And then it's happy. We want the body happy.
I love your bell. In case everybody hasn't caught on, when she rings that bell, she's got a huge tidbit.
I started on TikTok. I have 100,000 women on there now. It's so much fun. They start rolling at me because you can't talk like this. You have to text things in like everybody else. They would start arguing as if, listen, you just wait, I need to teach you this part. Then they're like, oh, I need to understand the body better. It caught on and it stayed. Here we are.
I don't have that much with my listeners and WAVwatch users. They are so interested in frequencies and have educated me on ideas. It's amazing how different people have different ideas to share.
I first got information about frequencies. It's been a long time. But when I had my knee injury, I fell down. I'm Hungarian, visiting friends and family, and I was crossing the street. They have these tram tracks. My foot went in, my knee went this way, and it broke in 3 places. That was one of the most painful things I've ever experienced. Hungarians were great. They helped me, took me home. Strangers were bringing me water. It was a nice place to heal, actually. But when I came back, what was so interesting is, now I'm looking for ways to heal faster. I didn't have arthritis, still don't, but I wanted to make sure that it was healing properly and I wouldn't have any problems later on. And there's a woman doing sound bowls from Russia, big sound healer. I was like, okay, let's see how that works. And the day I went to see her, it was a little swollen, not painful, but when you're healing, things stay swollen for months, especially as we're older. I hate that part. She put the sound bowl on my knee and within seconds it was gone. It was like the swelling was gone. It was discolored. Everything was like, and I got up and it was like, whoa, what just happened? I've never had that direct experience. I'm going to share another experience at the end to teach people about the root of knowing where your problems come from. But that was my first eye-opening experience. It's like, what? Wow, that was and it felt good, right? It's non-invasive, just the frequencies going in to help the body heal faster. I absolutely love that. So when I met you guys, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
We have thousands of frequencies. I think there's 24,000 different frequencies. So you can't have that many bowls carrying them around.
That's what the issue was. I'm traveling thinking, how am I going to do? They had the smaller bowls and trying to talk me into that. I said, I'm not going to carry a bowl. I usually do 3 to 5 mile walks. It was hot that day and I was sore. I put the frequency on and bam, it was gone. You can't get simpler than that. I'm very grateful I met you, Linda, and your team. Something so simple and powerful, and the frequencies are actually working. That's invaluable.
We have so many testimonies that make you cry. What supplements would you suggest?
I only recommend 5 supplements for everybody. When I first put that on TikTok, I had tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. Which ones? Tell me which ones. So I started making the video. And of course, they were asking brands. I'm like, no, you're not learning how to look for the right supplements. Anytime you go to these health conferences or you go on a webinar, oh, buy this supplement, and you end up with, drawers and cabinets full. I don't believe supplements heal you. I just do not. I have tried it for 30 years. People are always throwing stuff at me. Supplements can help you feel better, reduce pain, reduce inflammation. But here's the test. If you stop using the supplements, do the symptoms go away? Are you healed? If not, then what? Now, I want to lay the basis of the 5 supplements we need, especially as we're getting older, because these are things you don't get through your food, or it's difficult to get enough. I don't eat that much anymore. My appetite is way
Yes,
smaller,
less and
right? Your
less.
metabolism slow, right? So I just figured out, okay, I sometimes take a supplement like when I'm doing the liver detox, specifically for my liver, specifically for my colon, but I don't take them every day. Okay. But the ones I take every day are this. So number one, something for immune system. So I broke it up into categories for everybody. And if somebody wants to write that in, that's fine. But it's immune, whatever you feel works best. Some people say zinc, some say vitamin C. I'm a vitamin C advocate, but here's the thing. There's 10 different kinds of vitamin C, and so many of them are synthetic, like ascorbic acid, which is a vitamin C. But I really like vitamin C that is like calcium ascorbate, and it has bioflavonoids in it because that's what comes from the inside peel of the orange or the grapefruit. And then you're getting again, it's bitter, but it has it has rutin, it has hesperidin, all these things, which is very important for your capillaries, veins, and especially eyes, where you have little tiny capillaries in there, and they need the most help with vitamin C. So the vitamin C I like is something with bioflavonoids. You get one that has both, you're good to go. That's for your immune system. I'm just telling you my preference. I like vitamin C with bioflavonoids. Number 2 is some kind of mineral. Some people like those trace mineral drops. I gag every time I try it. It's like drinking ocean water. So I did my homework on magnesium due to Dr. Carolyn Dean. If anybody wants to look her up, she's the magnesium queen. She's somebody I've known for many, many years. And I learned from her all the different kinds of magnesium. Some help you have better bowel movements, some help you sleep better, some help you there's many kinds. So mix like magnesium glycinate is the one I like, but there's also magnesium chloride. You could use it topically. Some kind of magnesium. Why? Because it's great for your muscles, but your heart, which is a muscle, really needs the most magnesium. Again, I learned this from Dr. Carolyn Dean, that when it gets the magnesium and it's absorbed, then your heart muscle is happy. Again, we want happy body, happy heart, right? So having the magnesium will help your heart and your muscles. Super, super important. You could even have a bath with Epsom salt, which is magnesium sulfate. But every night is sometimes hard. Taking the right magnesium helps a lot. So mineral number 2. Number 3 is probiotics. You have to have plenty of good bacteria in your small intestine. You have 20 feet of small intestine and need good bacteria. How do you know which one? You go to the store. I go to Whole Foods for giggles. And I'm like, look at this new company. I know Brenda. She runs that company. I know so many. It's fun for me. It blows my mind how many different kinds of probiotics. Here's what I learned from my friends who are formulators like Brenda Watson. You need not that it says 30 parts per million or 50 parts per billion. It's not the number. It's the strains. If it has like 8 different strains of healthy
Yeah.
bacteria, bingo, that's the one. Bacteria is number 3. Number 4, I'm a digestive enzyme queen. I don't say that because nobody gets like, what is an enzyme therapist? What does that mean? But I love enzymes because anything to break down proteins and carbohydrates and make it better utilized in our body, especially as we're getting older and our immune system and our metabolism is slowing down. Taking a digestive enzyme 30 minutes before your meal is fantastic because it helps break it down. And if it still sits heavy, you're feeling gas, bloating, take a bit an hour after your meal. Number 4 and 5 for women basically is hormonal stuff because I don't know, Linda, everybody I'm talking to is going wonky with hormones. It's crazy. Progesterone cream is my go-to. I met Dr. Anna. She gave me her progesterone cream. I've been using it for when I went through my menopause, early onset menopause in my early 40s. So I've been on it for over 25 years. Not a problem. Just smooths out the rough edges. That said, with the WAVwatch, I felt even more calm. I noticed there's something for metabolism and hormone. You have really fun stuff. I put that on to see what happens. I'm a happy person, but now I'm in a happier zone. That combination of progesterone cream, but then you have something like this, it adds a really good combination to keep your hormones happy. Happy hormones, happy body. That's the vibe.
I love it. I think you made a point there at the end that we need combinations of things. Just one tool is not going to do everything. One exercise is not going to do everything. We need many ideas. We're all looking for the simplest ideas. We don't
Simple and
want,
easy. Yeah.
we do
Yeah.
not want anything that's hard and extremely time consuming. So thank you for sharing those 5 ideas. Those are amazing. I'm glad that you were able to put that together and you're a happier person. So, but- and it does make a difference if we find something that works for us and we can go back to it or try another idea. This one works. Let me see if this one works. It is important to try different frequencies because we may not know the root cause that might lead into what you were talking about. You're going to tell us something about root cause too.
Are there questions you want to
Do
take?
you want to do that first?
That because this is going to be a whole lesson.
Joseph, throw some questions on the screen for us. Or John.
Can I get the name of the progesterone cream? I don't do brands. I know you guys don't know me yet, but on TikTok, they all know. Oh, she'll never tell us the brand. And I'll tell you why. Unless you know the manufacturer personally, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that like Amazon having expired products, putting on wrong labels. I have taken tours of manufacturing plants. I know what goes on, and you have to be very careful about brands. Like a perfect example is Garden of Life merged with Nestle. Well, that's because Nestle bought them out and Nestle doesn't give a rip, right? So I don't recommend brands anymore. Let me teach you what to look for in a product. So when you're looking for, and I mean, if you guys want to email me, this is somebody I know personally that I order from and I can send you guys the link, but it's wild yam and you want progesterone of 20 milligrams. I don't know, Linda, what's happening, but some of these women are going to their docs and they're getting prescription for 200 milligrams of progesterone. Are you insane? That's like a shock to the system, like a cold plunge. No, that's too much. 20 milligrams of wild yam. Some mix it with other herbs. I'll send the link if you want it, but that's what you're looking for the progesterone.
And moderation is big for 25 or 30 years. Medical was all into estrogen and huge amounts of that. Well, now they're all into progesterone and huge amounts of that. So that's just as bad. It doesn't matter. They have done the same thing. We have to have it in moderation in the correct form. So very, very
Exactly.
important.
You have to, especially as you're getting older. This cold plunge nonsense, I'm totally against it. I hate cold. So when I had my clinic back in the day, it's interesting. These last few months, I've had clients from 15, 20 years ago calling me. Hi, guys. Give my love and hugs to Gail. They were wonderful and did well. Green Bay, Wisconsin. So you guys know I'm legit. I had a clinic and there's my client. I'm the real deal. That's funny. But this cold plunge nonsense, the young sprouts are doing it. Great. Go for it, young sprouts. You're 20, you're 30. But as we get older, your cardiovascular system gets stiffer. I don't care who you are. Everybody's gets stiffer, not just your muscles. Now you're going to go through a cold plunge and put that body there. If you can't handle it because we don't know how stiff your arteries and veins are, you could be in trouble. You could be in trouble, right? I mean, if you're doing like a little bit at a time, that's one thing, but pay attention to your body. If it resonates with you, girls and boys, go for it. It does not resonate for me. There are benefits, but you have to pay attention to your body. If it feels like you can handle it, just do your legs first. I don't know if you know about the Knip bath. That's where you do cold only up to your hips. You don't have to go all in. Just put your feet in, your legs up to your knees, then do up to your hips. Like, just take it slow and do what you feel is right for you.
I did that the other day, walking in the snow barefooted.
If you like the cold, did you put your feet in something warm after?
I toweled off.
Oh my God. See, that's why I left Wisconsin. Dave and Gail would know. I couldn't take the cold anymore. I was there 20 years, cold all the time, stressed out as well, but really cold. Now in Florida, I'm so much happier. It's way better for me. Teresa says, I joined 15 minutes late. What did you recommend for liver detox? I have a program called the Detox Masterclass where I teach 3-day mini detoxes. Bitter is better for your liver. Bitter melon, arugula, bitter herbal teas, dandelion roots, anything bitter makes a difference.
Joseph put that link.
These guys are on it. Can I borrow them for a while? Mary Hennessy, please share recommendations for kidney detox. Yeah, so kidney detox, that's something a lot of people don't talk about. I like to see people do it in the summer, especially when it's watermelon season. There are certain foods. I was trained by Dr. Bernard Jensen, world famous nutritionist. He was so famous back in the day, and I had the privilege of being trained with iridology with him and nutrition. He really set me on the path in a lot of ways. He said watermelon is one of the best ways, but as we get older, the sugar content can be really high. So having 3 days where you're doing many things, coconut water and watermelon juice with half juice, half water is good. Doing the 3 days, you also want to do things to make sure that you're sweating on the regular, making sure that you're doing the things to allow the kidneys to release and soften stones if you have stones, and making sure if there's any inflammation, you bring it down correctly. But slowly as the herbs, the corn silk cleavers, uva ursi. I don't know if you could write that down really fast, guys, but those are my top 3 herbs for kidney cleanses. I could buy them in tinctures if you don't want to make it yourself. I'm an herbalist, so I love it's time to do the kidney cleanse. Uva ursi is one herb, cleavers is another, and corn silk is another. You could get them individually. When I do the 3-day mini detox, I do a customized program. So if you say, hey, listen, I think I have kidney stones, or I, had high blood pressure and I want to do the kidney colon cleanse, I customize it and I share where you get your herbs. It's not a lot, just something daily for kidneys. That's hard because kidneys, the only thing I could tell you daily is you got to sweat regularly, because it's something I don't see a lot of people doing unless they go to the gym on the regular, or unless they go on the biomat like Linda, or unless they have a sauna, right? And so I know that was my hardest hurdle in the beginning. It makes a huge difference for your kidney. Hopefully that helped.
That's why I put kidney detox on the WAVwatch. Every organ system has a detox: liver detox, kidney detox, lymph node detox. I put as many specific detoxes as I could in. Like I said, they are a little bit more behind the scenes. We can't say as much as we used to on WAVwatch #1, So they're in there. You don't have to worry. They're just in there.
That's going to make a powerful combo. Yeah, that's a powerful combo, Linda, because now I know about you guys. I'll be able to do their one-on-one detox and say, hey, here's the wavelength you need to use. That'll be a beautiful system. I'm super excited about that. Somebody else asked a question. Is sweating still recommended for BF mamas? What's a BF mama?
Drew a blank on that one.
We are the older generation. We do. I have 3 kids. My daughter had 2 kids. I used to work with mothers, and it was the big question. As you detox, it will come through the milk. I did detox when I was pregnant and breastfeeding, and it came through in their bowels. And because little babies, their system is usually quick and just went through. Some mothers are nervous about that. Like, I don't want my toxins to go out through the baby. Well, they already did being pregnant. It's already in the baby. I've seen many babies. Back in the clinic days, I had grandmothers come and bring their grandchildren to me because they trusted me and said, don't tell my kids, but I really want you to help my grandbaby. Talk about pressure. But It was quick. It goes through their system. You have to be confident it's going to go through and your gentle detoxes, right? If you're breastfeeding or even if you're pregnant, you could do it. You just got to be gentle. And of course, always talk to your doctor or your midwife to make sure it's okay. I did it for myself and work with other mothers to do that.
Perfect.
Do we have questions?
Think we're waiting for one. Any questions? You're on mute.
Uh, I think we're good. That was awesome. Lots of great information. Judy, you mentioned sleep. I don't know if you covered that yet.
I
Just
did
in a
not. I want to talk about sleep hygiene. Every woman waking up at 1 or 2 in the morning, that's a hormonal issue. Sleep hygiene means you go to bed at the same time every night. For me, I go to sleep at 9. So at 8, I'm in bed, I'm relaxed, reading, no blue light, black curtains, cool room. Last year, I started getting wonky sleeps. I called up my sleep experts and they told me what to do. And I tell everybody the same thing. First thing in the morning is to have direct sunlight, whether you're walking or walking the dog, come into your body. That resets your circadian rhythm better than anything else. No sunglasses, just go out first thing in the morning, do it last thing at night at sunset. I did that for a couple of weeks and it reset me. Within 2 weeks, I was back to sleeping 7, 8 hours per night. That's the quick and short of that one.
sleep is important. Try the sleep folder on the WAVwatch to help you sleep through the night. Let us
They
know.
don't have any problem anymore. I'm liking all the different options because when you have your progesterone cream and sleep hygiene, that's a winning combo. It's another great tool for our toolbox.
Yeah.
John put the sleep combo together. John, do you have a couple of ideas you could throw into that? You put a
Oh,
lot of work into it. Every hour has different frequencies.
right. It follows and helps your body and its organs and supports their function throughout the night in a way that coincides with our circadian rhythms. So it's pretty exciting
Wow.
stuff.
That
I
is.
just can't believe that you tried to come on here and say that we shouldn't drink alcohol. I mean, what? And and hair dye. I
Pay
mean, I'm
attention.
not
No
I'm not putting
alcohol.
any
Dude.
not pointing any fingers, but alcohol and hair dye, you've got a couple of us. I'm just being funny, but I might need to stop drinking beer and go to kombucha or something.
I don't recommend kombucha.
Oh, really? Okay, so no,
It's 4% alcohol,
Yep.
and I have seen people get drunk on it. Who never drink, they've gotten drunk on kombucha. I don't recommend it. I went from being sick for 20 years, got Lyme disease, had frozen shoulder. I said, I'm going to fix this and live the rest of my life with no pain, no worry about disease. And I did it, but I had
mm,
to get rid of, and not that I was a big alcohol drinker. You go out on the weekend with your friends, but I
right.
stopped all that. I stopped the kombucha, hair dye, because I had a goal. I don't want to be in a wheelchair. I don't want to be with a cane. I have a very specific goal of I want to be the healthiest because I love traveling. I love swimming, having adventures. I love scooter riding. Can't do that when you're in the wheelchair. And so you think, well, that's just a little alcohol. How much arsenic do you want to take today, John?
Mm.
That's how your
Speaking
body
of deep,
looks like. Listen,
Yeah.
alcohol is pure arsenic. How much arsenic do you want to take today? And I'm like, I don't want that. Well, that's how your liver does not like alcohol. It
mm,
does not like it
Mm.
at all.
Wow. Yep.
How do we contact you? Do you do consultations?
I do for your crowd only. I'm kind of semi-retired and I'm focusing on other big projects. One-on-one for sure. Best thing is to have them email me and I'll send them my appointment calendar. Judy Seeger Detox at Gmail. I'm known as Judy Detox. Even if you look me up on the internet, I'm everywhere. Judy Seeger Detox at Gmail. Send me an email. Says, hey, I was on the webinar, and then we'll set up a time.
I just put the TikTok link, but with TikTok, things are crazy. Are you recommending people check out your YouTube?
It's Forever Young Women on
Okay.
YouTube and on TikTok. My name, Judy Seeger, ND.
Dropping links in the chat so people can follow you, stay in touch.
Do we have time to teach them one more thing?
On the root cause ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so here's the thing, and I've been teaching this for 30 years. When I got the watch, oh, we have a little feedback. Does that mean
Mute, Linda. Is there a doc?
Judy,
Little
I just
dog
had Bob Dylan sang "Forever Young," not Bob Seeger.
Seeger's my brother? How could you call him out like that? When I was looking up Forever Young to use it as my name for my channel, there's a big song on there and it's some new rock and roll band. I'm like, who that? No, stop. So I had to say Forever Young Women.
There
know?
you go.
So here's the thing. I just want to share this real quick because I think this is a very important point for those using WAVwatch or looking into it. When I met Joseph and John at the conference, I had a sharp pain, like on a scale of 1 to 10, it was annoying. Joseph said, use that frequency. It took it away immediately. I told him, I'm driving home in Miami traffic. I hate this traffic, but my pain is gone. So I'm happy. The pain came back the next day. So again, I had to use the frequency. And what do I say? If you give the body everything it needs to be happy and give it the tools, it should really go. But you got to know the root. When you first get a pain, it's called acute pain. I had acute pain here, thinking it's the ear, the jaw. It's hard to diagnose yourself. The WAVwatch immediately took that acute pain away. Okay, now I'm able to clearly think, what do I need to do to figure out where this pain is coming from? Maybe it's my TMJ. I have a TMJ going on, maybe. That's called a subacute. So I put my WAVwatch, took it away, but it came back. Now you're in that chronic stage. In my 20s and 30s, I had sinus infections, migraine, throwing up. It was awful. I had little kids running around. I yelled at them so much then, but I just didn't feel good. It was chronic for many years. I put the frequency on for the sinuses, the facial area. Now it doesn't come back. If you don't grab it at the acute level and heal it, it'll go to subacute, then chronic, where every day you're having the issue. Not fun. If you don't take care of it, it could go degenerative. We're talking cancer, autoimmune disease. But here's the exciting part. I'm so excited to tell you, it could go back. I figured out it was my sinuses. Stopped eating dark chocolate. I was eating it every day because I was nervous. Put the right frequency on. It went into the subacute, then it was gone. No dark chocolate, no frequency. Using the right frequency, bam. The cool part is how it can be reversed and go in the right stage. Give credit to Dr. Bernard Jensen for teaching me that. I've been teaching it for 30 years. That's how the body works. Look at the root issue, then reverse it. Now you're using the WAVwatch with more powerful frequency because it's going to exactly what your body needs. That is powerful.
It's awesome.
There you go.
I love it.
And
Yeah, very
seriously,
good.
those were the new updates on the WAVwatch to put them into larger folders from acute to subacute to chronic. They're tied together. So you don't necessarily have to know. You need to think outside the box like you did with sinuses. That was part of redoing the WAVwatch.
I love your quick clipboard and your teaching moment.
Modern tech.
All of us are teaching hearts at some point. That was really cool hearing about your experience with WAVwatch. I think that's perfect to wrap here. John, did you have something to say?
I'm going to steal the bell from the post office and send it to Linda for Mother's Day. So we can get that bell ringing. Just kidding. That would be a federal crime. I might just buy one on Amazon.
It's very
Yeah.
hard when you're getting excited because you really want to get their attention. But I thought I did a moderate way of using the bell this time. Not too much, not too little, hopefully.
And I
Yeah.
don't want to get that battery powered one from Taboo or one of those other. We'll get a friendly bell sounding thing going.
Yeah, they have different ones now.
Some time to do Judy's discount code or share.
We want to support you. If you're interested in a WAVwatch and don't have one, use Judy's code Forever Young. We have completely updated our website and everything for the spring. We are giving away a premium bundle that includes an extra Velcro band, 2 extra screen protectors, and a free accidental warranty. So that's the accidental damage warranty, and then free shipping. So, and of course, $100 off with Judy's code Forever Young. If you don't have a WAVwatch yet, there you go. All the good
So,
stuff.
how long does this sale last?
Another 10 days, so the end of
Okay.
next week. You got a little time, but
So
you know.
total savings, $169. Why be? Thank you so much for all your fabulous information and the simplicity that we can all do it and repeat it. I want to do the exercise snacks. Am I saying that right? That'll make it easier because when I think of exercise, I think of long things and it turns me off. You gave me a tidbit that went straight where I need.
But how are you feeling about drinking alcohol now?
Well, John, we'll put
It's really through.
How do you feel about drinking alcohol now?
It's potentially losing its luster. I used to make beer as a hobby and enjoy it.
Love beer.
It's putting a damper on things, Judy. You're going to be in my head about that. But yes.
Being in this field, I love beer, especially in the summertime. I decided I want to be healthier as I age. You wake up one day and say, it's fine. It's progressive. You're with friends, having a good time. But one day you just say, it's not worth it. Give yourself grace, John. It's all good.
And just on holidays, John, But you got to
It's,
Appreciate it. Thank you for being honest with us.
I love your perspective, and I'll just throw this out. I think the challenging thing, and I think you and I may have talked about at the conference, is that in our culture, we just sometimes want a silver bullet, an easy, quick fix. If I just go to the doctor and do this one, medication that they
yeah.
say to take, or if I, take 3 supplements, but I'm not exercising, I'm not caring about my mental health, I'm not sleeping well. I mean, we are holistic beings. We need people. We need healthy habits. We need sunshine. It takes effort, but it shouldn't be hard, right? It's natural. You build these into, hey, I'm going to walk in the sunshine, wake my body up, create healthy habits. I love your focus on that.
We
Yeah.
didn't talk about emotions another
And
time.
I think mental health and the emotional health is the number one thing. The supplement industry is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. When I heard that, I was like, are you kidding me? That don't heal everything. And you're making how much? It really bought me up short, especially because they're coming after women. I don't know if everybody knows that, but I watch the trends all over the world. Longevity is the theme for the next few years. They're coming at women saying you need all these supplements, and it's just not true. Just remember 5. There's 5. Pick your 5.
Because women will drag our husbands in. They
Yeah.
just capture one group. Then
The guys will be so happy. I could tell my wife, I only need 5. Exactly right.
So I'm putting comments on the screen. Loving what you shared. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, if you save that for me or somehow, then I could see and maybe go back and see what everybody was asking. That'd be cool.
Absolutely. I think we will go ahead and wrap up. I did drop the link for anyone who's wanting to buy a WAVwatch. This is Judy's link to her code. We appreciate your time, Judy. And thanks again. We will have to have you back. This is awesome.
thank
This is
you.
gonna be great.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.